still on issues of health. There's another alert here, if I should put it that way, or it's a warning. This time around, the Food and Drugs Authority has cautioned the public to beware of the distribution and sale of unwholesome sachet water in Accra. According to the FDA, the new brand of sachet water known as Special Basin, which is currently being distributed and sold on the market, has not been registered by the authority. The authority said investigations revealed that Special Basin water was being produced by Special Basin Company at Tema Community 2 and an imitation of Special Ice mineral water. So we have the officials of the FDA here, one official actually, to tell us more about this fake sachet water on the market. And Mr. Kofi Esel is the Principal Regulatory Officer with the Food and Drugs Authority. Good afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us on Midday Live.
Thank you very much, my lady.
Right, so how would I know that this water is fake or not when I'm buying sachet water?
Well, it's not about fake. It's about whether a product is wholesome or not. That is what we want to first and foremost want to concentrate on. All products that are registered by the Food and Drugs Authority, specifically speaking, sachet water, because this has been one of the major food products that you locally produce that you find on our markets today, will have the FDA's registration number on it. And so you will always want to look for the FDA registration number.
So have you seen this Special Basin water yourself with the sachet?
Oh, certainly.
And it doesn't have the embossment?
No, it doesn't have the Food and Drugs Authority's registration number. The fact that we have not given the market authorization means that we do not know where they're producing it. We've not verified the operations to suggest that what they're doing will ensure the safety and the quality of the product. And in any situation, you first want to take away the risk, okay, or whatever threat that particular product presents to the public before you go in to do any further or in-depth assessment. And so the fact that we have not registered a product means that we cannot guarantee it's safe and it is of good quality for consumption. Okay, so let's hold.
So the world is unwholesome.
Unwholesome,
okay.
Yes. So let us hold the product so that if there is any damage that it is causing, henceforth we're not going to allow that damage to continue.
Right.
Okay, before you can take them through the administrative processes where they've gone foul. If we have to prosecute them, we have to process them for court, then we do that. But first and foremost, let us hold the product so that the public will be safe. You're just talking about cholera outbreaks and all that. These are some of the things that we have to work on, and we've been working very closely with consumers. Information that we get from consumers, post-market surveillance activities that we carry out ourselves, all go to support this sort of activity so that we can actually live by our mandate of protecting public health and safety.
Let's look at steps taken by the FDA after you realize this. I'm sure this is not the first time you're having unwholesome sachet water on the market. What have you done in terms of monitoring?
Well, in terms of monitoring, yes, we enforce the laws. We do more of the post-market surveillance. We do more of public education. Currently, we have put in place, or we have upgraded an industrial support services department. It used to be a unit, now it's a department. All because we want to encourage or engage the industry more. So that if no one will have the excuse that I didn't know what I'm supposed to do. We do a lot of public education. We're telling people, look, if this is what you want to do, there's nothing wrong bringing your operations into compliance, letting the authorities know that this is what I want to do. We'll have a look at your operations. If it is and you are going through some challenges, we'll be able to help you overcome those challenges. And so no one will have an excuse to say that I didn't know that I was supposed to register the product. Okay. There is no one who can tell us to do that.
This is generally your form of monitoring. But let's look specifically at what's the name again? Special Basin.
Special Basin, yes.
I know you cited the location.
Yeah.
Has there been a shutdown?
Well, we've shut it. That's the first thing I did talk about, the fact that you have to hold a threat.
So what next? What does the law say for
once the facility has been shut down, okay, obviously he has violated, or the operations is in violation of the laws as far as food and drugs regulations are concerned. And then, so you process the person. Either you take the person to court, or you want the person to go through some, level some administrative charges against the person. If the person wants to continue with that kind of business, then you take the person through the processes. First, we evaluate the production operation? What kind of systems do they have in place?
So that is what you're doing at the moment.
So that is what we're doing about it. But currently, yes, the facility is shut down. He's been invited over. We're going through the administrative processes of understanding why he or she refused to bring his operations into compliance. If there are other infractions, all these things, and then you have officers on the ground looking into his operations. Where has he distributed his products? Do you have, we take some samples, you take it to the lab, you wait for the laboratory report to see the extent of microbial or physicochemical infractions that may be associated with the product. Then that will inform the sort of package that you have prepared as far as supporting the industry to progress further. And so we are not only going to punish you and then just leave you. That is a good business. You want to help young people who have left school so that you can provide employment.
Okay.
And so it's a matter of a parent. You hate a little and then you also support a little.
Kofi, I get you. Let's see the special basin water. Retailers are already having it on the market, and definitely my mother or my grandmother in the village wouldn't know how to read or write, or even here in Accra. How would the illiterate community, ones who can't read or write, identify unwholesome ones from the wholesome ones?
Well, like I said, once the product doesn't have the FDA registration number, you see, let us be very truthful to ourselves. There's always a price you pay for being an illiterate. That's the truth, the bitter truth. If you cannot read, I mean, there is no way, a registration number is what I'm using.
Okay, but let's look at the product on the market now with
this particular product.
Yes,
I'm sure
it's out on the market.
The announcement we gave out was that those who are buying or distributing the products, okay, if you are a distributor of that particular product, hold it. Don't distribute any further. Return it to the manufacturer. We've already also obtained their distribution list so that we will know the extent of distribution of the product in the metropolis. Okay, so that we know how much they've produced over the period, where they've gotten to, and then you do further investigation, because you may even want to know. Ask people who probably have used the water whether they've suffered any ill health. Then you investigate further to know what kind of ill health, and that will relate to what kind of microorganisms that you probably will be suspecting. So there's a whole gamut of work that you have to do when issues of this nature crop up. Okay. But the most important thing is that, yes, you hold the product, further distribution will be suspended, further production will be suspended, and then you carry out the investigations, understand the rationale behind their refusal to bring the operations into compliance, so that will inform what kind of punitive measure you have to put in place. Okay. But we also use this platform to also announce, to also let people know that the Food and Drugs Authority has its eyes on the ground. If you are operating clandestinely, and then you have not brought your operations into compliance, just as it's happening to someone, the next time it may be you.
Yeah, Kofi, I was coming to that one, just wrapping up our discussion. What really does the law say about those who flout rules when it comes to
it's very simple.
Drugs?
It's very simple. Once you have not been given authorization, okay, i.e. market authorization to put a product on the market for consumers, you have violated the laws, and you could be punished by leveling of administrative charges against you, or we could take you to court for prosecution. You can be fined, or you can go to prison for a maximum of 5 years. Okay, so these are some of the punitive measures, but we want to, okay, as much as possible, create a platform where people will feel free and come to the Food and Drugs Authority. People always have this notion that it is worrisome, it is bureaucratic. Yes, but you are dealing with public health, and so it is proper that you go through the bureaucracies. Let us do the right things and ensure that the public are getting the right food for consumption. Otherwise, you and I may be at risk. The next time you are buying water, it will be very difficult for you to check if these water have a number on it or not. People hardly do these things. Okay, that is why we have to work very hard. And we're thanking you very much for giving us this platform to reach out to our viewers and then those in the industry, that we have to work together to provide that level of protection.
Right, Kofi Esel, thank you so much too. Remember, when you go to the Food and Drugs Authority, his name is Kofi Esel, and he is the principal regulatory officer.
And I'm the head of the Food Industrial Support Services.
Right, so you can contact him for any issue on Food and Drugs Authority.